You've probably met them, the people who seem to glide through life with effortless assurance, those who walk into a room and immediately draw attention not because they demand it, but because they carry themselves with a sense of unshakable confidence. To an outsider, it can look enviable. You might think, they never doubt themselves. They never hesitate. They must have it all together. And yet, the truth about individuals who always appear confident is rarely that simple. Beneath the surface of poise and certainty lies a rich and complex psychological landscape, shaped by early experiences, coping mechanisms, and intricate patterns of self-perception. Understanding this dynamic can reveal not only why they behave this way but also what it means for their emotional life, relationships, and mental well-being. Confidence, at its core, is not a static trait. Psychologists describe it as a perception of one's ability to navigate the world and achieve goals, tempered by self-awareness. What we see as natural confidence often masks a delicate balance between genuine self-efficacy and learned behaviors designed to regulate anxiety or protect the self. Some individuals develop an outward display of certainty early in life as a response to vulnerability. For example, a child who grew up in an environment where their needs or feelings were dismissed may have learned that appearing self-assured could prevent conflict, gain approval, or ensure security. Over time, these behaviors solidify. The confident posture, the measured tone, the decisive gestures, they are not just expressions of inner certainty, they are carefully honed strategies to manage the unpredictability of human interaction. In adulthood, these patterns can be both empowering and exhausting. On one hand, the ability to project confidence has undeniable benefits. It facilitates leadership, encourages others to trust and follow, and can create opportunities in careers and social networks. People are drawn to certainty, and a confident demeanor can act as a social lubricant, smoothing interactions that might otherwise be fraught with hesitation or doubt. On the other hand, maintaining this facade requires ongoing cognitive and emotional effort. Beneath the polished exterior, there may be moments of intense self-scrutiny, fear of being exposed as inadequate, or constant comparison to others. The person who appears effortlessly confident may spend hours rehearsing their words, masking uncertainty, or redirecting attention from perceived flaws. In essence, the outward projection of confidence can become a performance, a necessary layer of protection against vulnerability. This duality between what is shown and what is felt can have profound effects on personal relationships. While confident individuals often attract admiration, they may simultaneously struggle with intimacy and trust. It can be difficult for someone who has relied on their exterior confidence as armor to allow others to see their insecurities. They may avoid situations where their competence could be questioned or shy away from admitting mistakes, fearing that any crack in the facade will unravel the carefully constructed image. In friendships, this can manifest as a subtle distance or reluctance to fully open up. In romantic relationships, it may create tension when partners seek emotional transparency that the confident person finds uncomfortable or threatening. Understanding that these behaviors are not signs of arrogance or lack of affection, but rather protective adaptations, helps illuminate the deeper emotional realities at play. The psychological underpinnings of this behavior often involve a complex interplay of self-esteem, cognitive appraisal, and emotional regulation. Many people who appear confident are adept at what psychologists call self-monitoring, the ability to adjust one's behavior in response to social cues. They notice how others react to them and strategically present the aspects of themselves that will elicit desired responses. This is not manipulation in a negative sense, it is often a survival strategy rooted in a sensitivity to social dynamics. Cognitive behavioral research suggests that this constant self-awareness is tied to early experiences of uncertainty or unpredictability, where learning to anticipate others' reactions became a key skill. Over time, this hypervigilance morphs into a polished exterior of assuredness. Yet, the inner experience of these individuals is frequently more turbulent than it appears. Some may wrestle with imposter syndrome, the persistent feeling that they are not as capable as others perceive them to be. Despite achievements or accolades, a part of them doubts whether they are truly deserving of success or approval. Others may feel a chronic pressure to maintain their image, fearing that any lapse could lead to social rejection or diminished self-worth. These pressures can manifest psychologically as anxiety, perfectionism, or even subtle self-sabotaging behaviors that paradoxically challenge their own confidence. Recognizing this internal tension helps explain why some seemingly confident people occasionally experience sudden emotional exhaustion or episodes of self-doubt that seem incongruent with their public persona. The development of these traits is also intertwined with cultural and societal expectations. In many environments, confidence is rewarded, and vulnerability is undervalued. Individuals quickly learn that projecting certainty opens doors, gains influence, and shields them from criticism. Social psychologists have noted that people often overestimate the ease with which others maintain confidence, not realizing that external poise can coexist with internal struggle. This mismatch between perception and reality can perpetuate feelings of isolation, as confident individuals may assume they are the only ones experiencing doubt, while others may envy the apparent ease they exhibit. Despite these challenges, understanding the psychology of confident-appearing individuals offers hope for personal growth and self-compassion. Recognizing that confidence can be both authentic and adaptive allows us to view it as a skill rather than a static trait. For those who project confidence while grappling with insecurity, cultivating self-compassion and embracing vulnerability can be transformative. When a person allows themselves to acknowledge fear, doubt, or imperfection, they often find that their confidence does not diminish, it becomes more genuine and resilient. In therapeutic contexts, exercises in mindful self-reflection, narrative restructuring, and controlled exposure to uncertainty can help reconcile the internal experience with the external presentation, reducing the strain of constant performance. For observers, understanding this dynamic encourages empathy rather than envy. When we see someone exuding confidence, it is helpful to remember that it may coexist with private struggles, careful strategies, and moments of self-doubt. This awareness can shift our perspective from comparison to connection, reminding us that every individual carries a mixture of strengths and vulnerabilities. We can learn from their poise without assuming their experience is effortless or without emotional cost. Ultimately, the psychology of people who always appear confident is a reminder that human behavior is layered and complex. Confidence is rarely an unbroken state of certainty, it is a dynamic interplay of skills, adaptations, and emotional management strategies. These individuals teach us about resilience, self-presentation, and the subtle ways that early experiences shape adult behavior. At the same time, they offer a mirror to our own inner lives, prompting reflection on how we cope with uncertainty, seek validation, and navigate social environments. If there is a single insight to carry away, it is that confidence, both apparent and authentic, is not about perfection. It is about learning to navigate the world with self-awareness, resilience, and the courage to embrace vulnerability. Even those who seem effortlessly assured have moments of doubt and fear, and acknowledging this truth can foster compassion for ourselves and others. By understanding the psychology behind the confident facade, we can cultivate our own version of assuredness, one grounded in genuine self-efficacy rather than mere performance, and one that allows space for imperfection without fear. So, if you find yourself wondering about the people who always appear confident, look deeper. Consider what shaped their behavior, the strategies they employ, and the internal experiences they may carry quietly. Recognize that every confident exterior is a blend of learned patterns and lived experiences, and that understanding this can inspire a more empathetic view of both them and ourselves. Confidence is not a destination, it is a continuous journey of self-awareness, emotional regulation, and personal growth. And within that journey lies the possibility of becoming authentically confident, not because we hide our vulnerabilities, but because we embrace them.